What's going on, man? It's your boy Lance over Crucial RC. I'm up in here. I know I've been missing for a minute, but we got something. We got something here. Now, a lot of guys have been asking me a lot of questions about the Floyd Vic chassis, how to go about getting one of these things, and I'm gonna show you what we got going on with this. All right, because this is race season, um, and this is actually a dragster. I'm gonna let you know now it's a dragster. But I'm gonna let you know, like when you call up Floyd and you talk to him, and he gives you a list. You go over. It's personally for you what you got. So he'll ask you a bunch of questions, what's your plans for it, stuff like that. But go ahead and watch the intro, and we'll get back to this. All right, guys. So this is my primal. That was my big block primal that I had. I'm actually going to be selling this. All right. So this is what my small block or the outlaw or the sportsman dragster looks like. All right. So this is an option you can get from him. You also have what he calls the body car, but I think now this year is going to be the fifth scale class because it encompasses everything, like Bajas and all that. All right. So the choices, and then I don't have a quarter scale, so that would be the other choice. You've seen that with Bishop and Marv, and who else has some things? Eric, Dakota. They all had the quarter scales. Who else? Who else? Who else? I think guys Black. I think Black and Autumn had those. They have. I don't have a quarter scale. All I have is the fifth scale. All right. So you got a choice between the quarter scale, the fifth scale, the sportsman or outlaw dragster, and then you have the big block or extreme black dragster that you can get. All right. Now, like I said, Primal, Floyd Vic, they have it all. You can get it. You can get them. You can get anyone you want. You feel preference of driving or getting. Now, like I said, some people think that the Floyd Vic cars are a little bit expensive, but you have options. Like I said, you can get this without the carbon fiber. It can save you a couple of dollars. Everything is a la carte. You can buy it without the wheels. Go buy and get BRP wheels if you want later on down the road, and then upgrade, get some foams from him. Um, Everything is a la carte with the Floyd Vicks, no matter how you think about it. All right, now, like I said, you can always get a primal, um, and then if you feel like you want to upgrade to a Floyd Vic or get a different car, Floyd Vic is always there. All right, nothing wrong with the primals. Uh, I like the simplicity of the Floyd Vicks. The chain drive, it's real easy to change my clutch. It's real easy to pull the engine out. Real easy to change the pipe. Anything I need to do for the Floyd Vic, it's right there. That's why I like it. A lot of people say they're expensive, but a lot of people also said that the MCDs are expensive when they first came out. I remember I was one of the first ones with one of these cars, um, and now everybody has them. So, like any sport, any hobby, there's levels to it. You know what I mean? If you want to come out there and have a good time, you can get a competitive alternative if you want. Come out there, put some numbers down, get used to the car, do all the stuff you want to do, and take it to the next level with these cars if you want. You know what I mean? But there's levels to this stuff. So it all depends on what type of engine you want to run, what type of clutch, tires, foams, rubbers, however you want to do it. There's always different ways of this stuff, man. But let's get back to the Floyd Vic. Yeah, so just like any other RC car you get, for the most part, you know what I mean? Unless it's like one of these ready runs or something like that. There are certain things you will have to get. A radio being one. Servos, is I use the same. I like AGFRC servos. So these are 40 kg servos, one for the steering and one for the throttle and brake. I haven't had any issues with AGFRCs, and I'm going to keep continuing. You can buy these things on Amazon. They're high voltage, 8.4 volts. So that's what I use. I use AGFRC. No issues with them. Packs, you got to get a pack that works with which, with that uh, receiver box allows. This is just, one of many that you can choose from. 2S lipo, that's what I run. I mean, some people like lifeys, but I run the lipos. They seem to be faster, and I haven't had any issues with no lipos. I know some people are scared of lipos, but you got lipos and everything. Toothbrush, shaver, trimmer, whatever you got. There's lipos in that stuff, bro. So if you scared of lipos, they're all around you. All right, but like I said, you got to get a good receiver pack. These are 2,000 milliamps. All right, let me see if I can get the. I got this off of Amazon too. That's the number right there. Yep. Like I said, I will put a link to these items here, on the bottom in the description. That way, if you want to go to Amazon, grab these, you can grab them. You also going to need a kill switch. Like I said, the only thing that the Floyd Vic comes with is an on-off switch. All right. This is an old Killer B. I had this in my primal. I'll be using this, on the Floyd Vic. You also need a receiver and then a buzzer. I'd like the buzzers. So like I said, got the buzzer for the kill switch, got the receiver, and all your electronics. These are electronics you're going to need to get the Floyd Vic going. And of course, you'll need your engine. All right, so when you buy a Floyd Vic, right, a couple questions he's going to ask you. He's going to ask you, what's the purpose of the car? First of all, you planning on just bashing with it, going into a parking lot, having some fun, a little bit of practice, stuff like that, or you planning on racing with it, right? Once he gets that from you, he'll know, he'll know what other type of questions to ask you. Like what type of gear ratio you want to work with, which you can get from him, and you can also get that from other online stores. You can get gears from. His gears, his spur gear especially, is seems to be lightweight. It's kind of hard to find. A couple people have found other places to get spur gears for the Floyd Vic that work. They found other places to get the front sprocket or the pinion gear type setup, whatever we want to call it, that work also a little bit cheaper. But he's going to ask you, if you plan on racing, there's certain gearing and stuff that you need to be looking out to run, depending upon what class you're in, what type of engine you're running, big block, small block, all that good stuff. All right. There are, because you got sprockets now, some of the going blank, but some of the clutch bells. So some of the clutch bells work with the gearing for his. You have to get them turned down, or you can buy them straight from Floyd Vic. If you have a mill, you can turn them down and it'll work. But a lot of people don't have a mill, so they just buy the gears and the clutch bell and the clutch carrier from Floyd Vic. So the clutch carriers, they're simple design, X design, 4 bolts. They come out really simple. That's the one thing I like about Floyd Vic cars. All right. So once what size engine you plan on running, then you can talk about chassis with you. You got to let them know if you're going to run a big block. Usually those chassis is a little bit longer for stability. I think they're anywhere between, and you can customize it. If you want to run a standard size chassis and put a big block on it, you can do that too. You know what I mean? But usually tell you, I think they usually come 4 or 6 inches longer than the stock chassis for the Outlaws. Or you can tell them, like, nah, I just want to go 2 inches longer than the stock, or 3 inches longer, and he can make it for whatever you want. All right. Once you get that down, then you can decide if you want to do a hybrid chassis or if you want to do all carbon fiber. All right. He suggests that you do a hybrid chassis, which is aluminum in the rear and carbon fiber in the front. All right. That gives you, because those big blocks like to move. They like to rattle. They like to shake. So the aluminum absorbs that that movement a lot better than the carbon fiber. Carbon fiber, there's a chance that if you don't pay attention and them screws start to loosen up on you, that it can start eating that carbon fiber up. All right. So like I said, for durability and for, like I said, just the stability of the car. All right. I went with the hybrid. I've never had a big block Floyd Vic before, so this is all new to me. All the other guys have been running them. I said, I'll give it a try. Why not? All right, so we're gonna get this open. I got a couple of extra parts that I ordered through him also, because like I said, everything is a la carte. So a Baja pipe probably would work with this. I ordered a Baja pipe, and I think I got the header for it, and I think I got a set of tires. So let's get this box up on my table over here, my birthday table, and let's open this up. All right, guys. So I got this thing opened up, at least cut open, and we're gonna pull this out. Hopefully, this thing is facing the right way. But let's get this thing open. So let's see what it looks like inside. How it comes shipped. Let's see. Got screws loose inside here, bro. Man, I got a bunch of hardware inside here. Got a spring. I'll show you. Some kind of pipe spring or something. These are some of the parts that came off. Well, was in the box loose. So these are body mounts. All right, we got some body pins, spring, and looks like my wheel bolts. Bolts to hold the wheels on. All right, let's get you back on the tripod. Let's see what some of this other stuff is. This was wrapped up. I don't know what this is. Let's see what this is. That's fancy. Let y'all see that joint. That's fancy. Got holes all drilled in it. I like that. So we're gonna put all this back in the bag. That's how that came out. This is the nitro tank that a lot of guys use with the Floyd Vicks. I personally don't like these. I usually use the Dubro tanks, and that's probably what I'm gonna end up going with again. Just for me, I can't never get these things to stop leaking, but Floyd has had a good time, has done well with it. Pull this out. All right. Just like a pipe. Well, there it is. Big boy pipe. And this is the header here. So this is the header here. Got a little little downward angle on that. Let me let y'all see that. It's got a little downward angle on it when you mount it up. That gets the pipe in the right position. But this is, see the stinger straight out the back. This is a Floyd Vic pipe. All right. And then it has the springs that come in the bag that came with it. All right. Put this down on the table. I'll open that up in a second. Let's get all these other pieces out. Oh, saw something else just dropped. Another one of my sprockets. Gotta be careful because anything could have came out of that bag. Like I said, when I order my cars, I usually try and get a complete package minus the engine, of course. I like to have different sprockets to test out, try and tune, different front sprockets, different rear sprockets. I have a lot, you know what I mean? So I just had them throw in a couple more sprockets for me just so I can get this thing right and tune for a big block. Let's see. All right, so we got the tires here. Put this here. We got the body. I said I'm gonna make sure I shake all this loose. Make sure I get any kind of loose parts out of there. All right, so here we go, man. We got the tires here. I believe this is the front piece of the chassis. The rear chassis, where the engine mount is. And we got the body here, which I need to get off. I don't know if I'm gonna paint. I'm gonna send this out to paint, or if I'm just gonna do some simple white or something like that. I haven't quite decided yet. But we're gonna get this open, get this unbagged, and like I said, man, I really do like this. This is sick. I like that. All right, so we're gonna get all this open. We're gonna see what's going on with it. All right, guys, so here it is. These are the parts that come in once you finally get it opened up. It took me countless minutes to get this thing unwrapped. But this is it. This is the front section here, right? We got the rear section here where the engine mounts to. We got a few bolts here that mount that allows it to bolt up to that. This is like got that protective coating on it, I believe. So you can see the aluminum. I think that has it. Oops. I guess it's like powder coated. Yeah, it's powder coated on there. We got a powder coated finish to it. All right. Here's your front rail. Got your rails there on the sides. Got your radio box. We got the wheels here. Guys, make sure. I gotta hit a Vic. I'm not sure if he glued my tires, but you have to make sure these tires are glued. They look like they're on there, but I can't tell. I can't tell if he glued them or not. I'm about to message him to find out if he glued them for me. But that's it. We got that. Got the gas tank. We got the pipe, right, for big block. We got various front sprockets and pipe spring supports, body mount, and the body pins. That's another thing I like that he did too, that he never did before, was these right here. He got the body mounts on there now. That's cool. It used to be like a screw that had to go in there, but he changed that up. I like that. And then we have the wheels. So that is how it goes, guys. Once you guys figure out what you want, this is how it's gonna come. And then it's up to you to put your finishing touches on it, get your servos installed. Yep, there's the throttle brake servo there, but you gotta get your servos installed. These are the mounts there. I think I have a couple upgraded mounts that I want to use for this that are aluminum. Doesn't allow any flex. You can powder coat or paint your wheels if you want. This is nice though. It comes with the sprocket already on. It's got this is your rear brake here, that carbon fiber disc. The axles in there, everything should be spaced. Of course, I'm gonna go through this like a fine tooth comb and make sure everything is as it should be on here. This wing is new. Like I said, I didn't. He had told me about this wing, but I never got one. I had the regular Lexan one, but now I have the new carbon fiber one. I cannot wait to get this thing together. So you guys stay tuned. We're gonna get this thing put together and look at the new power plant that I'm gonna have for it. I got an idea what I'm gonna do, so you guys stay tuned for that. Man, I'm excited. So, all right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one, man. Out.